Hi, Anna. How are you?
Hi, Nir. I'm fine. Shalom as always. And great to
Yes.
hear you, great to see you, and great to join your event again.
Yes, this is a FinTech week. This time we're focusing in Israel and other markets, global markets, the UAE also. And the last time we met, it was during the FinTech Nations. I have to say you were one of the best speakers because you gave a global overview and you were you have so much knowledge as a thought leader in the FinTech world. And I wanted, again, people to hear you, different kind of people from all over the world who are joining us right now. So first, maybe give us a little bit of an introduction about what's going on with you so other people will get to know you.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you, Nick, so much for your kind words and again for your invitation. And of course, I'm trying to have a global look or outlook. But definitely you have to have this global perspective, but always it comes down to the geographies you are just operating, and you have this hands-on approach. And yeah, so that's good that we talk, because I have some updates and some recent developments to share. And definitely, as you know, I do wear different hats. So I'm still advising, mentoring startups, and I'm also lecturing the online courses. But one of my recent roles, I joined Travel Capital, the investment fund focused on fintech, also on biotech, but definitely my expertise is in fintech. So I'm a senior advisor for Travel Capital now, apart from my other roles.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm sure they enjoy all your vast network of connections in this world, right?
Oh yeah, so this is like a natural way of evolving. So also my objective to shift towards knowledge sharing. So basically being an advisor, but also being in this VC and business angels field. So definitely this is one of my objectives. So I'm just trying to translate my fintech expertise and to help investment funds, VCs, but also being in this field as an investor. So, and this is a great experience. So this is a natural way for me to join either, just VC fund or any other. I'm also part of WBAF, so World Business Angels Investment Forum. And so I can also share some of my insight in this fintech investment landscape, which is also quite interesting and transforming over COVID-19. But also we can have some outlook for the next year, and hopefully after COVID and pandemic situation.
Yes, yes. So, of course, I would love to ask you, what are you seeing? What are the trends? What excites you? And I'm happy for your achievement, and you're always pushing and attending so many conferences now, virtual conferences, and sharing so much knowledge with the industry. So, what does excite you for the next year?
So definitely, I'm very much excited about open APIs and open banking. So now it's not only limited to banking. This is a cross-sectoral phenomenon. We talk about open finance. We talk about open data ecosystems. So how to leverage open APIs and to come up with a business proposition in different sectors, such of different verticals and sectors. So this is one of the and I'm really excited about, but it's not only on my agenda, it's also on banking and the other financial services providers' agendas. And I think this is one of the crucial topic for the next year. And I'm just talking from the beyond compliance perspective. So we don't talk about PSD2 here, or even PSD3, which is on the horizon, but definitely we have this perspective how to monetize data and how to transform it into the business proposition, even with use of premium APIs that really go beyond PSD2 or even any regulatory framework in the world, because we know it's not only about Europe, it's not only about PSD2. So this is one of the topics. The other one topic, which is quite powerful, is AI, of course. And for me, especially, it's conversation AI, so voice bots, chat bots, and virtual assistants. I can talk about that for hours. But I would also take the perspective of digital transformation, because we all see and witness what's happening in the world, and we embarked on this journey before. and before COVID-19, but now it's an acceleration, and everything we do is very much related to digital, not only work, but of course, education, how we shop, how we pay, banking services, and so on. So I would definitely see a lot of happening in this digital transformation area, not only in terms of the solutions, but also how banks and other financial services providers reposition or redesign their strategies, their agendas, and how they are trying to adjust to this situation. Of course, thanks to the new entrants as well. So just collaborating or teaming up with new players like tech companies, like FinTech startups, of course. So in a nutshell, these are the things I'm definitely looking at.
Amazing. Of course, you mentioned digital transformation, and of course, COVID hit all of us, and suddenly people need these solutions, right? And we see a lot of them they cannot go to a branch, and they need to onboard digitally, right?
Yeah, so you touched me a very vital point, because that's a good point to make. So if we think about financial services and payments and how they transform, literally how they transform people's life. So there is a research even at the very early stage of the pandemic situation in the UK. And it indicates that 6 million people in the UK, they downloaded the banking app, the mobile banking app, of course, for the very first time. And that was the first time they interact with the bank with a mobile application. And it really it accounts for 12% of the adult population in the UK. So it really shows that we accelerate this digital transformation, but also there is a lot of people that are now included who are financially fit or digitally fit, and they are trying to also join this digital journey. So they are just trying or testing out things for the very first time. And I wouldn't even say that's like a conscious choice. That's a kind of situation that we are facing, and that's a must. And also for example, for investment or for trading, we also have research showing that there are some people who just tried or just used the trading, online trading, or even some robo-advisory service for the very first time during the pandemic. So this is really incredible how many people really joined this game, and how we transform, and we as an industry and community, FinTech community, but also how people can interact with banks and financial services. So we have a growing trend in the robo-advisory. This is thanks to the technology, but we also see this in the investment landscape. So definitely,
I was about to ask about the investment. Yeah. Yes,
exactly. So there is a lot of companies and robo-advisory just attracting investors and attracting private money. And robo-advisory is one of the areas of focus that attracted private money during the pandemic. Of course, AI is another one. So if we talk about the like data analytics, of course, and conversation AI, but robo-advisory is a very important trend. But this is very much in line of what is going on in the industry, how we perceive it as insiders and stakeholders in the industry, but also what's being simply in the people's, what's happening in the people's lives.
For people who don't know the term robo-advisors, if you can elaborate on that.
Sure. This is very much related to automation of the decision-making processes in the financial services. So if we say robo, of course, this is with RPA, so robotic process automation. And definitely this is how you can automate the decision-making process. This is not the advisory per se. So of course, it can be taken, especially looking from the regulatory framework, as an advisory. So it can't replace the human being as an agent or advisor, but definitely this is something that really enables people to make financial decisions, because of course we have a lot of data that has been tracked, and definitely we have not only the the descriptive analysis. So definitely something that relies on the historical data, but we can also predict some data. And this is the underlying technologies. Of course, this is machine learning, also deep learning, but this is about automating the financial decision, especially in the asset management, wealth management area.
Yeah, definitely a hot space. I wanted to ask you also about the giants entering the game, the Googles, the Apple. I mean, Apple started with the Apple Card and Goldman, and now Google is taking a different approach. Are you following these news, these giants?
Yeah, sure. Of course, I'm looking very closely at big tech companies, including the giants you mentioned. And of course, you mentioned Apple partnering with Goldman Sachs, but this is nothing like very much innovative. This is a co-branded card. And of course, just to make the users even more sticky to the Apple proposition. But what I would mention here is definitely the acquisition of Apple. So one of the recent and big ones, so MobiWave, the company that really focus on the mobile POS. So that really shows that, just of course, Apple, this is the iPhone users, and Apple is very much active in the payment fields with Apple Pay, with the wallet. Yeah. But this is on the payment on the consumer side. But now with the mobile POS use, so you can literally turn or transform every smartphone into the POS, so mobile machine that really process and accept payments. So it really shows how you can use the powerful customer base and massive customer base of Apple users and just have this payment leverage and add payment functionalities on top of this. So this is one of the, and of course, I definitely look very closely at Amazon, which is really just closing the gap in the entire value chain, of course, in payments and banking as well. But also we can't omit here, or we can't neglect here, ignore the Chinese giants. And of course, I'm not talking about the Ant IPO that's at the end of the day that failed, but definitely yeah, so this is what these players are really just bringing in terms of the value to this game. And we know how it started with open APIs, but also just with this embedded finance, with embedded payments, and we can also call it invisible banking on invisible payments, because they are really behind. And what you have, this is a lifestyle app. This is a messaging app that people can interact with each other, people can shop online. And this is, of course, a growing trend of e-commerce and shop online. But all these banking related services, even the credit itself, is basically behind the scenes in a way. It's invisible. So we talk about embedded finance phenomenon, which is definitely not only about banking and finance, because this really can absorb other sectors. And if I talk about payments, I would also make one more point here, because BNPL, so of course, buy now, pay later, this is a very important trend as well. And we see it's growing. So of course, with the growing e-commerce, with payments online, and of course, shopping online, especially right now, so that the instant crediting. So of course, everybody wants to shop, everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to pay it away. But of course, you can pay. It's a prolonged pay, or basically it's paying installment. And yeah. Klarna attracted so investors again, and just closed like another mega round. And Klarna is one of the leaders in the field, of course, BNPL. But we have a lot of other companies, also unicorns, as Affirm in the US, but definitely some smaller startups like Afterpay, or like PayPal, and a lot of other players for both online, but also some of them for offline as well.
And Curve is also coming with.
Yeah, Curve. And definitely, so very, very much of important. I would say BNPL and pay later functionality, instant crediting with all different functionalities, because they are, yeah, even you can have like, payments related to your credit card, but of course also just the payments in installments. There are so many functionalities that come under or fall under this definition of BNPL. But the main mechanism is that, of course, you can pay later, and you can buy now and have your goods and services, of course, right on spot. And yeah, so that's a lot of, I wouldn't say it's very much innovative, but of course, in terms of the technology, but it's very much innovative in terms of the business model, and of course, growing trends, and how you can monetize, and how you can, of course, and how you can, of course, manage the relations with merchants and so on. So there is a lot to talk about, but I think, yeah, this is like a highlight and a sneak peek.
That's why we have you always on the first day, to get people into the bigger mindset. And this is why it was so important to me. And now I also understand why you were so busy and all the things that you're doing to book you for this week. But I'm very happy you are with us on the FinTech Week. And you mentioned some incredible developments and companies, and the demand is there. Like we talked in September, and now it's like crazy, even much more, and I'm sure we're going to talk next year. We're going to find new companies in these spaces.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Thank you very much. I mean, we could talk for hours, and there's so much knowledge to share, and so many connections and relations that you have in the fintech world that is super helpful for a lot of people who are watching us right now. How can people connect to you after the summit, during the summit, after the summit?
Yeah, sure. So of course, the best way to reach me is on LinkedIn. So of course, you can follow me. You can connect via LinkedIn. So of course, if you want to get in touch with me. And Nir, once again, thank you so much for your invitation. That's my pleasure to join the Israeli FinTech Week, and all the best. And my warm greetings to Israeli people, but also people joining your event from other countries. So as always, Toda Rabba, and stay safe and healthy.
We can't wait to see you here in physical summit as a keynote speaker in one of the summit. And next year, we're planning to have a open bank API hackathon. I think you're also very important. It's very important for us to have you and collaborate with you on that. That's for the FinTech Nations for next year. Again, thank you. Amazing talk. After the summit, after this week is going to be over, we're going to take some sound bites and some videos just from this talk. I promise you, because it's super interesting, and you're really making people understand the bigger picture here in the FinTech arena. So,
awesome. And I'm also looking forward to your open banking hackathon. Just would love to be involved in that as well. So thank you once again.
Noted. We will.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.